Hey, welcome to My Dude Watch. My name is Jason, and man, do I have a treat for you. Okay, you guys are looking at the Phoebus Voyager 3. This watch has an incredible reputation as being one of the better Chinese watches, and I'm so anxious to see if that reputation is deserved. So they call this the Voyager 3. Why? Because there's two other versions. So, with each previous version of the Voyager, they felt like they missed something, that they needed to make improvements, and that's why we have three. So, the signature design elements of this watch have been left unchanged. So, what makes it special? We'll find out. So before we dive into the Voyager, we'll do a quick wrist check. This is the Octopus Kraken. Love this watch. This is actually one of my favorite watches. And if you want to know more about it or about the other 200 watches that we have, go to www.mydudewatch.com. Phoebus is a microbrand company that was founded in 2016. They actually produced their first watch in 2018, and they've built a reputation of having quality watches that are on par with other companies, costing 30 to 50% more. Okay, let's break this watch down, and we'll do so by the tell of the tape. Okay, so the Voyager 3 has a diameter of 39 millimeters right across the top. She is 13.9 millimeters thick, and you strap lovers will love this. The lug width is a very nice 20 millimeters, and her lug-to-lug is 45 millimeters. And she weighs in at 168 grams. And let me point out, the V3 is constructed of 316L stainless steel everywhere. The bezel, the case back, and the screw-down crown. The dial is covered with double-domed sapphire crystal and 3 layers of AR scratch-resistant coating. So let's look under her hood. She has a Japanese automatic movement with 24 joules and 41 hours of power reserve. We call that a Seiko NH35. So on paper, the specs tell us this watch is quality. However, how does she perform in the real world? Let's find out. All right, let's get started with the case. The first thing I noticed when looking at the V3, it comes across a lot smaller than I expected, at least to my eyes. But the workmanship is excellent. This is exactly what everyone has come to expect from Phoebus. Incredible. Let's turn the watch over and look at the profile. Looking closely at the flanks, you can see the vertical brushing. And again, the workmanship is next level. The crown guards are highly polished, which is a nice contrast with the vertical brushing. And these crown guards, they're a little small, but more on that later. The top of the case almost looks like a satin finish. It's very classy. I do like the angles that are leaving the crown guard and the curve back towards the lugs. Well done. Let's turn the watch over and get back to the profile view for just a moment. I want you to take notice of the lugs and how they curve downward. They're a little aggressive too. This design makes the watch fit better, more snug, and it kind of drapes across your wrist. Looking at the case back, it's a screw down and has the Phoebus logo right in the middle. I'm not sure what you think about the logo. Many people have told me it's just a little much, but I think it's okay. So I looked at a Phoebus a couple of years ago and it had a problem with the bezel. It's very stiff and difficult to operate. So I'm wondering if they've made any improvements. This is a very attractive ceramic bezel insert. That black bezel contrasting with the canary yellow makes for a handsome watch. This is a 120-click unidirectional bezel with a coin edge grip. And let's give it a turn. I'm not real sure what to think about the bezel operations. It seems to turn okay, but it has a gritty feel to it. However, it does have tension and there's no backplay at all. But the good news is it lines up perfectly, and again, there's no backplay. Okay, let's move on to the crown. So this screw-down crown is signed with the Phoebus logo, and it appears to be about 6.5 millimeters, which is a good size. Operationally, this is one of the best crowns I've examined. It has the right amount of tension, and when you put it in operational position, works like a charm. I do want to point out that the crown protectors are pretty darn small. I almost feel like if you only given this much protection, why give any? Okay, let's break down the bracelet. This bracelet is one of the most fluid that I've worked with. Looking closely, you can see there are 5 links that are across. The 2 outer links are nicely brushed, and looking inward, you can see the 3 in the middle that are polished. There are push pins that are holding this bracelet together. I will say I've enjoyed wearing it this week. It's very comfortable on the wrist and it looks really sharp. And as good as this bracelet is, the clasp, it's pretty standard and nothing to write home about. It has the Phoebus logo branded right there. It has a 2-button deployment. I would suggest if you were going to buy this watch that you would replace the clasp. Okay, let's take a look at the dial. The dial is a matte yellow, which they call canary, which certainly helps with the legibility. It has the Phoebus logo right here at the 12 o'clock position. Scanning down just above the 6 o'clock, there is a text, and it reads automatic 200 meters. Version 2 was rated at 300 meters. Do you care that version 3 is actually downrated to 200 meters? So another thing that I really like about this dial is the date complication. I know you guys are tired of me saying it, but having the date complication at the 6 o'clock really creates a lot of symmetry. So I've been saving the best for last about this dial. Just take a look at these embassies. They are so white. It's almost like an enamel white. These gemstone embassies are one of the highlights, not of the dial, but of the entire watch. And take a look at the contrast with the black border on that canary yellow dial. It just screams legibility. The embassies are perfectly aligned and even. Bravo, well done. So I was warned that Phoebus has struggled with their loom. So let's take a look. Okay, so what you see is a 7-minute time-lapse video. It fades pretty quick. It's really disappointing, honestly. I guess I'm not real surprised. All right, we have reached the part of the video where we break it all down and try to figure out exactly what this watch is all about. So how do we do that? We call this segment Gripes and Likes. Okay, let's begin with the gripes. Number 1, these crown guards. We either got to have them or not. They're so small, they just come across as odd. And number 2, the clasp. I'd replace it. It's just not up to par with the rest of the watch. Very basic. And number 3, the loom. It's really poor quality. It's not a deal breaker for me, but it may be for some. And now the likes. Number 1, I really like the finish on the case. Not only is it sleek, but that satin finish on the top, that's the goods. And number 2, the legibility of this dial. It's incredible. Sometimes people have to look at a glance to tell the time. You can do that with this watch. Perfect legibility. And the build quality. This watch is tough, has good weight to it, and will last forever. And number 4, the customer service of Phoebus. They got a great reputation. They see the sale through. If you've got an issue or a concern, they want to know about it, and they'll correct it. So, do we recommend this watch? What happened to my condom? Hey, you made it to the end of another video. If you enjoyed what you saw today, or even if you didn't, I need you to like and subscribe to the channel. But don't stop there. If you know other people that like quality watches at an affordable price, please share this video with them as well. If you have any questions about today's watch or the more than 200 other watches we have on our website, you can go to www.mydudewatch.com. And you can use coupon code DUDE for additional discounts. And thanks again for watching. My name is Jason with My Dude Watch. I'll see you next time. Oh, and don't forget,
dudes can't be late.
Be late.
They call me a god.